In today's video, I'm taking a look at the X-Men 97 Logan from Marvel Legends, so stick around.
And here we go.
Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Logan here is the second from the X-Men 97 wave that I've gotten to take a look at, so let's jump right into the package here. I love these retro style packages. Got a nice big window on the front showing us everything going on inside, and this one has a nice animation depiction right here on the left hand side of him from the cartoon. And on the back, it's got a nice figure image, which I really like, and it shows us images of everybody else in this wave. But that's enough about this package. Let's get him out of the package and take a closer look at him. All right out of the box, he doesn't look bad, but there's definitely some things we need to talk about. A lot of reuse going on here. But let's do first things first. Let's see how tall he is real quick. To the top of his head, he is right at 5.5 inches tall, which would make him 14.25 centimeters, something like that. Not quite 14.5. I'm going to guess that's about right. He's not a real tall guy. Let's stand him next to some other Wolverines really quick. All right, first up, we got him with the other 97 X-Men Wolverine, and they look pretty good. They've got different skin tones, obviously, but they're portraying the same figure. They do have the same head sculpt on them, but we'll get into that here in just a little bit, but they look pretty decent. And next up is the Old Man Logan figure, and I really like that one. I was concerned when this one was first announced that it was just going to reuse the jacket, but it absolutely doesn't, but we'll get into a little bit more detail here in just a little bit. Here he is with Cowboy Wolverine, and I really like that figure, but now that they're next to each other, I never realized how wonky Cowboy Wolverine's skin tone is. He looks really gray and brownish, looks kind of weird. But anyways, and just because they're best buds, here he is with the Nemesis Build-A-Figure Wave Cyclops, and I think they look pretty good. The heights look just about right. And you know I'm going to stand him next to the Storm Arena Ryu. I love that figure, and I love comparing him, and they both look pretty good, but Ryu is obviously the much better figure. Now for accessories, he really don't come with much at all, but what he gets is okay. I suppose it's mostly reused. He comes with one head sculpt that comes on him in the package, and it's pretty good. It's reused obviously from the other X-Men 97 figure, but we'll look at that more here in a minute. He's got two claw fists that come on him in the package, and I don't really like them, to be honest. They're the old claws and they look like crap. And he also comes with two unclawed hands. He comes with an unclawed fist hand that looks all right, and he comes with an unclawed open hand, and I don't really know what he's supposed to be doing with that, if he's supposed to hold the cards or what. And speaking of cards, he also comes with some playing cards that we've seen with other Wolverine releases before. On one side they say Xavier, and on the other side they look like regular playing cards. Overall, not so great. Okay, aesthetics for this new Logan figure here. Overall, they captured the look from the animated series pretty well here as far as the civilian clothes look. So I kind of like it. My biggest problem is he's almost 100% reuse.
Fuck.
And that bugs me a little bit. The head, like I said, is reuse, from the other 97 Wolverine, but I understand that because it's the same guy, in the same line, so that's okay. I personally think this face looks a lot better, the skin tone looks better, and the kind of photoreal paint job that they did looks a heck of a lot better, my opinion, of course, so I'm not too worried about the reuse there. I was concerned that this jacket was reuse from this Old Man Wolverine, but I'm glad to say it is not. Now, is it brand new sculpt? I don't know. I don't own every Marvel Legends figure. They could have used this coat somewhere else, but I think it's new for Wolverine figures, so it looks halfway decent. There's some paint right here where the wool or whatever that is around the collar is, and it's done fairly well. On the inside, it's like a yellow striped kind of button-up shirt that he's got on, and it looks okay. I don't know if that pattern is reused or not from anything else, but it looks all right. I like the chest hair they did on his chest. That looks pretty darn good. Not a lick of paint anywhere else on the jacket. It is just plastic, and it looks okay, I suppose. Speaking of no paint, there's no paint anywhere else on the figure except right here on the belt buckle, and we've seen this belt buckle numerous times with other Wolverine and Logan figures, and it's done fairly well, I suppose. Speaking of more reuse, these legs, we've seen these at least twice just in this video on two other figures.
Oh my God.
And it works, they work, but it's time to move away from this pinned technology. They just need to sculpt some new ones without pins. I don't know why we keep getting the same stuff but paying more and more money. Anyways, the design is all right. The jeans have decent little details in them, so I can't complain there. It's just whatever. And of course, more reuse with the feet. We've seen these feet on different Wolverine figures as well. Now, The most egregious crime on this figure, in my opinion, are these claws.
What the fuck is that?
Why in the heck are they putting these old claws on this figure? Like, they've got newer stuff. I get it. They're the round ones, and they use the round ones on the other 97 Wolverine, but they're not even the same ones, and they're not even the same, like, shade of silver. Look at that. They're not even the same shade of gray or whatever. So what's going on here? We basically just paid $25 for a hodgepodge of other Wolverine figures, and that just really annoys me. And he didn't come with any accessories, but we saw that just a few minutes ago. Anyways, overall, very, very mundane looking. So can he move? All right, we'll just start with his head. He looks down all right. Doesn't look up very good because of the collar of this jacket, but that's not necessarily the figure's fault. But that's because he's on the daggone ball peg disc hinge system.
Son of a bitch!
Every single time. They just do it just to mess with me. I mean, yes, I do feel like that they're attacking me on purpose. But you could swivel his head around, and that's literally it, because that's all that joint offers. Anyways. Shoulders will go up above 90, so that's not too bad. Full 360, I like it. No butterfly on this figure, and that's okay. His jacket would impede it even if he freaking had one. Bicep swivel is a bicep swivel. Double jointed elbow, not too bad. Plenty of range. That doesn't look very good at all.
That sucks.
And the wrists are on a hinge. He has a diaphragm brake under here. Okay, so it will lean forward a little. You're not going to get a lot, but you do get some out of it, especially if you force it a little bit. He's not going to lean back at all because of the jacket, so that blows. Out of the diaphragm brake, you do get some twist and tilt if you need it. He has a waist swivel that I hope the camera can show it. There's a lot of space between the lower torso and the hips right here on mine. I don't know if that's every figure, but I don't really like that. But the waist twist works just fine, and it's hidden by the jacket, so it doesn't look horrific. Legs. That's about all the splits you're going to get. Not that Wolverine is a gymnast or anything, but there is still no excuse to not get splits. But these legs that they've used numerous times don't do splits, so that kind of sucks. Has a halfway decent front kick. That's not too bad, but the leg rounds out. If you see that, I hate it when they do that. He's got some Logan booty back here in these jeans, so he's not going to kick back. Sorry, I had to swallow. Thigh swivel. That thigh swivel is just fine. Pinned double jointed knee, plenty of range, and the proportions are actually pretty good. I don't have a problem with it. And these legs don't have a shin swivel. Now he's got a hinge for an ankle, but the cuff of these pants, they are not going to go down, and they go up about half a notch. So that really sucks. But it sucked on all of them. And he's got a little bit of an ankle rocker. Peg holes in the bottoms of the shoes, and no toe hinge. His articulation really isn't very good, but he's a reuse of a bunch of other figures that didn't have great articulation anyway. But it's not like you're going to do super duper dynamic stuff with this figure, regardless if you even buy it. All right, final thoughts on the new Logan figure from the X-Men 97 wave. He's very, very mid, to say the least. You definitely don't need him. He doesn't move that well, but none of the figures that amalgamated to create him did, so that's not necessarily his fault. I'd say his paint's okay, but it's only in 2 little spots, and they're done okay, but the entire figure is color plastic, and his accessories suck for the most part, and we still paid the full $25 for it.
Are you serious?
I am going to give him a C. I've been doing a lot of C's with Marvel Legends lately because we are just getting average stuff. It's just more and more and more of the same crap.
No surprise here.
And for Marvel Legends, this is just average because it's mostly crap. Anyways, that is really all I even want to talk about with this figure. He's not very good. I don't recommend him. If you just want this look, knock yourself out, but you definitely don't need it. Anyways, if you haven't subscribed, pause the video, scroll down, give us a like, comment, subscribe, hype the video, please. And do me one more favor and click on that video that just popped up in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. And with all that said, this has been Dad with Dad's Expensive Hobby, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.